better than crack. Because it puts you into a state of consciousness that makes you not deal with reality, the reality of your pain. Because black woman, you are in pain. You ain't happy that you ain't got no man. You shouldn't be happy that they got your children locked up behind these bars. Because see, if the war is against the black man, the war is against you. And you trying to act like, well, because they gave me a good job. They let me get into college. You think the war ain't about you. But the war is about you. They hate you. And they hate what come out your womb. And they have taught you lies so that you can pass the lies on to your seed, so that you will have nothing on the planet that will work in your interest. And that's why you working and struggling all by yourself. You got to do everything all by yourself. And you think, oh, I'm strong. No, you ain't strong. You's a fool. Because you weren't put here to be by yourself and to work by yourself. And to try to raise families by yourself. That's not what you was put here for. Matter of fact, that breaks you down. That shortens your life expectancy. But see, you black women, you got your Jesuses and your religions and your Allah. And as long as you got Jesus, you don't need nothing else, do you? Well, I tell you.
An uncomfortable truth is all women are not ready to be led. I don't care how much you love her. I don't care how fine she is, how thick she is, how long y'all been together, how much you care about her, how much you want to lead her. If she not ready to be led, you ain't gonna lead shit. If you offer guidance to her and she thinks it's control, she not ready to be led. If she rejects your feedback, even though it's constructive criticism, she's not ready to be led. If she thinks compromising for something is losing, she's not ready to be led. If she ignores direction, guess what? She's not ready to be led. If she's not willing to change or evolve, she's not ready to be led. And that's okay. Because sometimes it takes people a little bit longer to figure out what they want and what they don't want. And maybe she never wants to be led. But then it's up to you, baby, to decide if that's the woman for you or not.
So I'm not pro-women. And I know that's like kind of a crazy thing to say in today's society, to not be like unequivocally on board with women and women's shenanigans. But hear me out. I honestly think that there are a lot of women out there who are sociopathic, unhinged, deranged, and they get away with their sociopathy because society has a tendency to underestimate women and the violence that women can commit. And that's because women aren't violent in the way that men are. Men are physically violent because they have like this physical advantage. Women don't. And so women have to be violent in a way that's subtle and in a way that flies below the radar. In order to maintain this idea that women are inherently innocent and fragile and therefore must be pitied, some women will deliberately use others to commit violence, or they will come up with schemes to commit violence, but not a physical violence, right? Because that would throw off the whole shebang. That would just make it hard to be a sociopathic woman if everyone knew what you were up to. Take, for example, the case of the MLB, the ex-MLB pitcher Bauer, and the Lindsey Hill girl who deliberately tried to set him up only to get caught and then accuse him of sexual assault. Ran to the internet crying wolf, right? Or just crying on the internet that he had tried to assault her, and it was found that that was not true, that she tried to set that man up and ruin his life and get some money out of it, extort him. I don't always believe women's sob stories because I'm not daft. I think women are overpowered. I think women are like really, really privileged in society and have a kind of protective shield that men do not. And there are a lot of women who weaponize it and use it, even some who don't know that they're doing it. These women are childish, immature, undeveloped. They need someone to finish raising. Pick-me's, for example. The women who try to date men for their money or won't date a man unless he has money, and to teach her a lesson, he plans a date and then never shows up, right? Just to make her look stupid. And then these women run to the internet talking about how men are just terrible to them. That I think a lot of the sob stories that we hear on the internet are not actually sob stories. I think they are women trying to save face after embarrassing themselves because they did something stupid. They had a scheme that backfired, it didn't work out, and they run to the internet with their sob stories. Women who sabotage, women who are vindictive, women who will throw you under the bus in front of men, all of them crazy, sociopath. and narcissist. I'm not unequivocally pro-woman. A lot of women know exactly what they do, and they know that they can skirt accountability because they can just sort of ride this idea that women are dumb, right? And therefore need to be pitied, and we need to just go easy on women because they don't really know.
A few moments later.
Sleep with every man that make your purr. I mean, sleep with him. Sleep with him quick.
Think a man without money would make a woman happy?
Yes, yeah.
Do you think a man without money can make a woman in a relationship happy?
Yeah, of course. If he's a nice, kind human being, then yeah, of course. Money can't always buy you happiness, right?
Man with no money make a woman happy in relationships.
I think so, yes. Yes. I'm gonna say no.
No. Hell no. Absolutely not.
Hell no. Hell no. How he gonna make me happy?
How you gonna make her happy with no money?
Tell us the truth!
Here's a woman, divorced, mom of 3, and she's going to lay out exactly the steps she took to manipulate a man who had a better option than her. She's going to admit he had a better option, but he still chose her anyway and wifed her up. The Jezebel spirit is real, and they brag about it because they're not talking to you and me. They're talking to the women out there who want to manipulate, like Kitty J. Rose just said earlier, manipulate a man into doing things that he wouldn't do under normal circumstances. Y'all peep game, man. We're going to let this one run through and we'll come back and chop it up on a real tip.
When I met my husband, he was dating other women. He had been on a dating site. I think he may have been on 1 or 2. He and I met on Match. So after about a week, he told me that there was another woman he was talking to and he wanted to be transparent. And he said that it comes down to it's between me and her. And he said, I just want to be transparent. You know, I don't want to lead anybody on. I want to let you know I had reconnected with someone from my past. And at some point, me and this person actually had talked about marriage and all kinds of things. There's similarities. I'd known her for a very long time. And this is the moment where most women would have been like, oh, go be with her then. You know, well, I'm not about to play second to nobody. I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to do that. But instead, operating in my soft power, I said, okay, thanks for letting me know. May the best woman win.
I want you to think about, we talk about words, right? Operating in her soft power. When a woman talks about femininity as a power, she's referencing the craft, soft power, not energy, soft power. What does power do? Power overtakes you. A powerful army goes into a war and overtakes people. A powerful boxer goes into a match and the power overtakes them. A powerful defense overtakes a powerful offense. A powerful offense outscores a powerful defense and overtakes it. Power is referenced to something that overtakes whatever it is that is trying to overtake.
And he said, huh? And I told him, you're not my man yet. I just met you. So I'm not surprised that you are rekindling things or connecting with other women. I expect nothing less as you are actively dating. You're on a dating site. If you and I are supposed to be together, we'll end up being together because you're not my man and I'm not your woman yet either. Now, mind you, I was divorced. I had 3 kids by 2 different men. I was not exactly the type of woman that on paper someone would want to pursue because of baggage and because of all the things. Now she on paper is exactly what every man says that they want. She was very pretty. I saw a picture of her at one point. She was pretty. She had no kids. She had never been married. He could have truly had a fresh start with her, especially with having history and talking about marriage at some point.
What is this understanding she gave him? When a woman says she's giving you understanding, she thinks confusion is understanding. But all this woman did is show this man that she was already too tied up mentally, emotionally, and spiritually to her past men or man, let's say men, that she can't emotionally connect with you. She can't connect with you.
Do you know why he proposed to me? I was able to give him the one thing that no other woman was able to give him, including her. That one thing was understanding. Not just because he was a high earner, not just because he had a nice house, not just because he could provide the lifestyle that I would want, but because I actually was interested in him. I did not use my divorce or my past pain and put it on him. Instead, I took the time to make sure that every time he was with me, it was an experience.
Bro, let me tell you something. I want y'all to be honest with yourselves. Unless you're a man that's been getting absolutely dogged out by women your entire life, or you're a man who ain't never had no women or nothing, a woman can't give you no experience that's so damn amazing where you're going to be like, I've never experienced this before. This is unlike anything I've ever experienced. Especially not a woman that's been married and has 3 kids. What experience can she give you?
Mind you, I did this before knowing that it was between me and another woman. So I told him, it's no pressure because you're not my man. But I know that I make you want to be. And that's something that not all women know how to do.
Intimacy? Maybe. But I'm going to be honest with you. If you allow a woman to trap you with her intimate skills, you have been trapped by a Jezebel, bruh. You know what I'm saying? You about to turn her into a housewife. That's what you about to do. So what experience is she talking about? She made sure it was an experience. That's what happens, bruh. When that Jezebel spirit locks onto you, it definitely is an experience unlike anything you've ever felt. I tell you men all the time, what the Jezebel spirit does is constantly drain you. Not drain you too much where you feel lost, but constantly drain you. Every time you with it, it's a little bit more draining. It's a little bit more draining. It's a little bit more draining. And it's not giving you anything back because it doesn't have to. The most important thing to a man is his own energy. Whether you know it or not, the most important thing in your life is your own energy. And any woman who figures out how to drain it from you, the more time you spend with her, the more time you need to spend with her because she's dangling like a carrot in front of you, the one thing that's most important to you. What is that one thing? Your energy. Your energy is that one thing. So you think you like her, but you like your energy in her. She seems like the perfect match for you because you see your energy reflecting from her. She seems like the best woman you've ever met because you feel your energy coming from her. You feel like she was made for you. She's your soulmate because she's been extracting your energy, and every time you're with her, now you're starting to feel complete. That's how a woman with 3 kids who's been married before and undoubtedly not 3 kids by the same man, that's how she can lure you away from a woman who has none of that baggage, who you have history with, who you actually made plans with years ago to be together. Y'all went and built your life and now you're back here. And you allowed the Jezebel spirit to lure you away from the life you had been planning forever. And now you're trapped and stuck, providing for 3 kids that aren't yours. When, like that woman said, you could have had a fresh start. Let me tell y'all something, brothers. You better understand the type of woman that you're dealing with. You better understand it. Because if you don't, you're going to end up in a situation like this, where the woman is online bragging to the world about how she locked down a man that she admitted she know damn well she didn't deserve. So how she lock him down? I'll let you decide. Jezebel spirit is my guess. What's yours? Like this video on your way out if you enjoyed the content. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. When you subscribe, click that notification bell. Make sure your notifications are on so you can be alerted to when I upload some more of this Prism of the Ism. And as always, Alphas up, Betas down. Peace.